Good morning, Pensacola. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You got Vernon this morning. Yes, you do. You got Vernon this morning. Yeah. Well, happy holidays. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays. Yeah. Hope everybody had a very great Christmas and nice, great, good Christmas, really. Super Christmas. Over the weekend. I did. Mine turned out to be really good. Really, really good. We got a lot of things to talk about this today and throughout the morning. Today is Monday. Y'all know what Monday is. Yes, on Monday it's a terrific Monday, y'all. It's a terrific Monday. And what we're gonna try to do on Monday, y'all, is go over a little bit of the news that was in over the weekend, and if I can get myself situated here, all the stuff that happened over the weekend, and we're going to talk about what's happened on the local scene, what happened on the national scene, and what happened around your state of Florida. Yep, that's what we're gonna try to do this morning. Trying to get myself all situated on social media here this morning and everything. I got Mr. Porter calling me this morning, and I don't know why he called me when I'm on the air. But Mr. Porter, I have to talk to you later, but I want to say good morning to you this morning, if you will. I want to say good morning to Mr. Porter this morning. Very good morning. Folks, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna talk about jobs, hopefully. Some of our guests is off for the Christmas holidays. I think a couple of folks is off, and we're gonna have on Tuesday tomorrow. We're gonna talk about what to do with those Christmas trees and so forth. We're gonna talk to Commissioner May around 8 o'clock time frame, and the city of Pensacola Police Department around the 8:30 time frame and everything. So I want you to just hang in it, but in the meantime, what I need you to do is tell everybody, y'all. I want you to tell everybody that this show is on, okay? And it's an easy way, very easy way to get us, okay? A very easy way to get us, all right? Very easy way to get us. So you don't have to wonder, well, how do I get WBQP? It's very easy, and like I told you before, I got a graphic here that I always put up. It's very easy, not the MLK graphic, not that graphic that Dalton Rat did, okay? And come on out, MLK. Just get us, just tell everybody, just put in, that's very easy. Just the easy way to do it, just put in rdo.co/WBQP. Okay? That's all you have to put in, y'all. All you have to put in is just that. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Yes, ma'am. We got Miss Mamie, but I want to take a commercial break, and as soon as I finish my commercial break, as soon as I get out of the commercial break, I will be right back this morning. Okay, I got Miss. Hopefully, we're going to be talking to Miss Mamie Hickley, so stay tuned. Okay, stay tuned.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, Thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street, Pensacola, Florida. Gentlemen, fine clothing at an affordable price. Suits starting at $139. Dress, shoes, hats, and accessories. Here at Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida. Call today at 429-7146, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida.
Are you searching for a great bank in Pensacola? Your search ends here with Bank of Pensacola. At Bank of Pensacola, we go beyond just being a bank. We prioritize exceptional customer service to meet all your banking needs. Whether you're interested in our checking or savings accounts, CDs, IRAs, or auto and home loans, or even credit cards, we have the perfect solutions for you. Visit us today for more information.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy in Pensacola today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up singing telegram.
Happy holiday cash scratch-offs. That looks like a great gift for everyone on my list, including me.
Oh, watch out! The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
You are invited to the 37th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, Monday, January the 19th, 11 o'clock a.m. in downtown Pensacola. This year's powerful theme is with unity, we won't turn back. Register your group today. Entries are placed by the date your application is received, so don't wait. For registration forms, email the mlking2020@gmail.com or call 850-378-9242. Join us as we honor the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right, good morning, everybody. You know, if holidays is here, I need to go ahead and take off my, I probably need to go ahead and take off my Christmas greeting this morning. But good morning to everybody. It is Monday, a terrific Monday, y'all. And you know, at 6:40 every Monday morning, I got my guest on this morning, Mamie Hickson this morning. Good morning, Mamie. How are you?
Good morning and Happy New Year. It's that time of year to say Happy New Year.
All right, give me a minute, Mamie, because I had to unplug my damn microphone here. And I'll tell you, if that one thing, if my dad used to say, if it ain't one thing, it's 5 or 6. Okay? Let me turn some music off, and I'm going to bring you on properly this morning. Come on, music. Okay, Mamie. Good morning. Are you able to hear me, Mamie?
Yes.
Oh, you
I'm
are
here.
able to hear me, right?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, and I was saying Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Let's make sure that we tell our listening audience and viewing audience to say Happy New Year, not Happy New Years.
It's
That's the word. It's Happy New Year. In
Happy
fact,
New
I have
Year.
a meme that says the people who say Happy New Year's are the same people that pronounce the L in salmon. They say salmon instead of salmon. And they say sorry for your lost, LOST,
Mm-hmm.
instead of sorry for your loss, LOSS.
Hmm.
So remember that the people who say Happy New Year's are very likely the same people that pronounce the L in salmon. They call it salmon,
Mm-hmm.
and they say sorry for your lost instead of sorry for your loss. So Happy New Year, everybody, not Happy New Year's. Because
Yeah.
New Year's would be either YEARS, meaning more than 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
or if you are adding in your head visually the apostrophe on the S, that's good, but at least put the word day on it.
Right.
Happy New Year's Day. But typically we just say Happy New Year.
Okay. Well, how was
So I
your
don't
holidays?
uneventful. Just good to
Uneventful.
be here. I didn't do much. I was writing the script for the AKA debutante ball on that day,
Mm.
finishing it up, doing the finishing touches. But we had a
Oh.
beautiful Bridgerton moment ball. That's what it was called. Living the AKA legacy through Bridgerton moments.
Okay.
Bridgerton was a novel first turned into a Netflix television series by Shonda Rhimes, who is the creator of Grey's Anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a good debutante ball, presented 8 young ladies to society. So congratulations to all of them. We gave 2 scholarships, a first place of $3,000 and a second place of $2,000.
Hmm.
So the proceeds went toward giving scholarships. So
Okay.
today, you remember last Monday you mentioned something about the M words,
Mm-hmm.
those words that begin with maybe not M words, men or
Yep.
man. I thought, let me Google that. First, I just went to Google and asked for words that began with man. And I said, well, these are the ones, but I found some. But then I do have these that begin with MEN. And in fact, Google sent me to Facebook with a meme,
Mm-hmm.
the cause of many women's problems. Mental illness, menstrual cramps, mental breakdowns, menopause, and then there's let's see, words with HIS, one word, hysterectomy. I love that one. That's when we have real trouble. HIS, hysterectomy. So then we have some man words. How about many? Manny, MANY. How about manuscript? Manipulate. That's an interesting one. Is that what you men do? Manipulate. Then there's maniac. Maniac. Manage. Mannequin. Mancipate. Mandate. Mangler. Manhunt. Manhandle. Manicure. Manifest. Manifesto. What's her name? Jill Scott, the performer, the singer. She has a womanifesto, not a manifesto, but a womanifesto. Then we have maneuver, manslaughter, and of course, mankind. How about all those man words? Mankind. And as I said, one of these Monday mornings, we'll talk about these genderized words like manhole, mankind, but we can't change manhole to personhole. That would that wouldn't work very well. But those are some man words we have in our language.
What do you suppose is so generalized by male because everything been uh, written from a male perspective?
I think so. We just live in a patriarchal society where men are in charge, and so what is that quote? History glorifies its writers. So if the men are writing the history, And we're going to have man words and men words, right?
Absolutely.
We're
Well,
going to have the men in charge. I'm sure you don't have a problem with that. You like being a man in charge. But
well, I
with
like
that being in
everybody being in
charge,
charge of themselves. Okay. Whenever I sent out correspondence about women history, I don't call it women history. I call it women history. And always folks always come back and say, "Don't you mean history?" No, I really mean hush, history, her story. Yeah,
we have succumbed to that. We have her story, and you have sheroes. Now people refer to female heroes as
she
sheroes. I
wrote.
think both of you know
Yeah.
what? Let's check to see if both of those words have made the
I wonder did
dictionary.
Miriam decide to put in her book those words? Why don't you check and
I
see?
think I think Merriam-Webster is a hyphenated name,
Hmm.
and Miriam is one person, the last name of one person, and Webster is the last name of another person, and they're put together. But since that Miriam sounds so feminine, we tend to think that Miriam is a female. But I'm not sure about that. I think again, it's the last name of two people, very likely men. We'll have to Google that as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to look up, let's see if I'm in a position to find Google. I might not. Here we go. Let's go to Google. And what do we want? I'm going to look up Merriam Webster first,
Hmm.
dictionary,
And
and
that
then
is
type
probably true
in
when you're looking at because it used to be
her
a
story.
Merriam dictionary and then used to be a Webster dictionary, and I think they combined the two, didn't they?
No, I don't know about that. Um, there are, we have the Oxford English Dictionary, we have Macmillan Press Dictionary, Merriam-Webster dictionaries. There are several, but Merriam-Webster, I'm sure I can Google that. But here's her story. It's actually in Merriam-Webster. It's a noun, and it has a plural, her stories. The pronunciation is herstory. You pronounce it instead of history, you just pronounce it herstory. And it says specifically, history considered or presented from a feminist viewpoint
Uh-huh.
or with special attention to the experience of women. So it is in the dictionary. It will likely tell me if I scroll down when it first appeared in the dictionary. Normally, okay, the etymology is that it's a blend of her and history. First known use, you're going to be surprised. 1876. I would think maybe 1976,
Yeah.
but it's 1876, the first
Wow.
known use. So let's try Shiro. That would be Shero. And it is in the dictionary.
Are you looking Merriam
It is
Webster?
a it is a noun. It has a plural, of course, sheroes, a woman regarded as a hero. Now let's see if we can find the first known use. That's always helpful information.
Yeah, it is.
1836. These dates
Hey,
are
you said
surprising me.
1836.
1836, just like the other one.
Wow.
1800s.
But we was talking about Merriam and Webster, so I did a fact check on that as well. And interesting, you said that word started to be you first used in 1836. The first the Merriam Webster dictionary wasn't published until 1843 by a guy by the name of Norman Webster, who published it. He was
Right.
a very well. Let me correct myself. Okay, let me back up. Norman Webster
No,
published the
I think it's
first
Noah. I don't
dictionary in
think it's
1806, I believe it
I,
was,
I
and
don't
then
think
it
it's
was taken
Norman.
over by his brothers in 1843. But go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I said I don't think it's Norman. It's Noah.
Is it Noah Webster? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Noah Webster.
Yeah.
And then what? Then later the Miriam part,
Yeah. The George
Charles
and George
Miriam.
and Charles was his brothers after his death.
Right.
They took it over after his death in 1843.
Okay. Yeah, his brothers George and Charles Miriam. So that's why I said earlier, I think those are the last names of two people, likely men, and they are Miriam and Webster combined. And so we tend to refer to the dictionary. Well, what does Miriam have to say? But actually, it's hyphenated Miriam for one brother and Webster for the other.
Mm-hmm.
Webster being the last name of Noah, and Miriam being the last name of Charles. So
Yeah,
that's always good to know.
it is.
And
And
then later it became, they formed a company, G&C Miriam Company, and later it became Miriam Webster.
yeah, you know, Mamie, it's interesting that I remember very distinctly. I was in the sixth grade, and I had a lady name, a teacher named by the Miss Daly. I didn't like her, and still don't even like her to this day. But anyway, she was teaching us about manners and what's proper and what's not proper, and why women shouldn't smoke in public and everything. And I had a question for her. I said, well, I want to know where did it come from. Who made that rule? And I think she told me on was it Emily Post or somebody that wrote the book on called Manners or
Probably
Miss Manners or
so.
something like that.
Right.
Okay,
Probably so.
so
Emily Post, and there were many others succeeding her who have written etiquette books that I think they describe what is best practice. And a lot of those manners came from England too. So, for instance, the whole Bridgerton concept about decorum and formality, all of those things, all those practices started in England. Even
I
having
guess
debutante balls.
I guess that's to my question to Miss Daly was who died and left her in charge of manners.
I think
So
those things evolve, you know. You have an idea, you create something, and then it becomes best practice for others.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know that anyone, she might have been self-appointed, probably in the journalism industry. She probably started writing columns. Remember, we used to have, what was her name here in
and
Pensacola?
what was it? Was it Anne or something like that in the newspaper? Used to
No,
be
I
years
can't
ago.
think of her name. Very popular lady with the Pensacola News Journal, and she wrote about etiquette and social graces a lot. I remember her very well. Her name just escapes me at the moment. We need Zoe on here, but Zoe would remember her. But she wrote about etiquette because then those people become kind of the expert. You know what they say an expert is? An X is a has been, and a spurt is a drip under pressure. But you become the expert in your field when people start contacting you for information. That's probably why people call me the grammar guru. They start because I
Exactly.
study language, the English language. I study grammar.
Yeah, and
So
I think that's what the best answer Miss Daly told me, Mamie, was, which made sense to me. She said, "Well, she wrote the book, and everybody kind of accepted what she did, and they followed her process, no, her book and everything. That's what makes her, as you say, the expert in the field, and that's what she got recognized as being the expert in there. I wrote my book that I never published, Mamie, and I talk about relationships. And then in that section of the book, when I was talking about relationships, I was talking about sex. I wrote about two people that was in the book that probably experts on sex, and Mrs. And not Masters and Johnson, but before you after Masters and Johnson, before Masters and Johnson, this little lady Ruth Oppenheim. If it's Oppenheim, Miss Dr. Ruth, she is a foremost expert on sex. Okay, and
right.
and I wanted to know if you look at that lady, you would imagine she wasn't. How did she get her knowledge in sex? If you know she was married and everything, and now I would think I want you to follow my logic, if you will, okay? And that she probably had sex a million times with one man, but do that make her an expert? But on the other hand, why wasn't this guy named it's a guy in the porno industry named Ron Jeremy or something like that. Now he had sex with over eight. He did over 1,800 adult movies, and I don't know how many women he slept with, but he probably slept with more women. But he's not. Why wouldn't he be known as an expert on sex as opposed to Dr. Ruth? The answer would be because Dr. Ruth beat him to the publisher. She wrote the book about it, and so she is known as the foremost expert on sex, as opposed to Ron Jeremy.
Well, perhaps his perspective is from the pornographic viewpoint, and hers is not. Hers is from the intimacy viewpoint. That's what I would guess. And they both would have, they have to do. I guess you're saying, is it coming from experience? When people become experts, is it coming from experience? I would guess partly experience, but then I would think also research.
Well, yeah, I do too. And that was the point of the book. The point of the book was you just don't put all the eggs in one basket. You know, I was raised by a grandmother who used to tell me when we talk about two sides to a story, she always used to tell me, she said, "No, son, there's three sides to a story: your side, my side, and the truth." And so, if you look at, and I think it's a combination. If you study both books of experience and theoretical knowledge, then you'll probably come up with something great in between. It's just like a business professional, okay? I mean, a business professor at a university. Probably been a professor all his life, and he's teaching theory and theoretical point of view. Probably never been a CEO of a corporation, but at the same time, you got a CEO that run a corporation has never been a professor in a college. But so you got to look at the experience, and then you got to look at the theoretical knowledge and kind of come up with answers between the two, because sometimes theory don't always work. Sometimes it takes practical knowledge to find out that theory works or won't work. So that might be a reason that I think we should look at both sides of the story and then make your decision based on your own findings.
All right, but the key is at least look things up. That we have a grammar hotline that we run through the writing lab at UWF, and our motto is when we give you an answer, we don't make it up, we look it up first.
Right.
And then you don't just look at one source. You first of all try to find a reputable source, but then you look at other reputable sources. The same we do with our physicians. We get a second opinion, but we expect, for instance, when we're looking up pronunciations and etymologies and the syllabification of words, all of that information, we go to Merriam-Webster or to Oxford, go to both of them, because often there's a distinction. One, they actually, I guess, correspond with each other, but then one dictionary might give a little bit more information than the other. They don't usually conflict with each other. It's just that one might give a different pronunciation based on usage. There's a great video about how words enter the dictionary, and a lot of research is done on that. They look at depth of use and staying power. Like, how often is the word being used before we decide we're going to put it in the dictionary? And does it have the capability of staying around? So then it enters the dictionary. Yes, it does. The new word of the year is 6-7.
Right.
Which doesn't even have a meaning.
And not a word.
I forgot to look that up when I was looking at to see if it has made. I think it has made the dictionary. 6-7. I guess I just type in the number 6 and the number 7.
And I don't even know what that means. Those the kids invented, but it is. I heard that it made the word of the year, and it may have gotten into the dictionary. I'm not sure. Well, we ask our friend Google. Maybe Google can tell us. Is it in? Well, you can look it up, Mamie. You got it there.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It says here slang. This is Merriam-Webster. Slang and trending, and the number 6 is spelled as a word, then 7 says interjection, a nonsensical expression connected to a song and a basketball player. Then under that, it says, what does 6-7 mean? It has the two numbers, 6 space and then 7. 6-7, so you can write it three ways. You can write it 6 as a word, space, 7 as a word, or you can write it like 67, the year I graduated from college, a 6 and a 7, or you can write 6, the number 6, space, and then the number 7. It's a nonsensical expression used especially by teenagers and tweenagers, and it's connected to a rap song and also to a 6 foot tall basketball player. Teens and adults alike have tried to explain it. Some say it means so so, especially since kids often pair the phrase with an up and down hand motion. Others argue it refers to a person who is tall. Some think it stands for a basketball term, and so on. The bottom line, the term 6'7" is nonsensical, which is sort of the point. As one tween TikToker put it under another video, quote, I think the point is that it makes no sense, unquote. So there's some examples. And where does it come from? It comes from the song Doot Doot 6'7" by rapper Skrilla. Yeah, Skrilla. There we go, Skrilla. I don't even know who that is. Do you?
Have
Which has
no
been
idea.
used frequently in viral videos and memes featuring NBA player LaMelo Ball. TikTok and Instagram popularized the song on social media, making it a commonly used sound for video backing. Users believe the number combination is a reference to 67th Street, a possible nod to Skrilla's background. Users have also associated the phrase with NBA star LaMelo Ball. Interesting. And then, how is it used? Cubs win 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. This is interesting. And so I'm looking to see when it was first used, and it's not here. So as far as I know, it started becoming popular this year. So the word of the year is 6-7.
6-7.
And I think that's both Oxford and Merriam-Webster. Interesting, huh? 6-7.
Absolutely interesting. How things trend and then how time changes. Mamie, it's amazing how
right.
what these kids can come up with. I would never assume that would how things not trending, but I think you call them fads. Okay, how things just go in and out and just come down like a fad, and they come and they go, and so I thought that word was just a fad, but looked like it might hang around for a while, huh?
Right, just like Riz. Riz made the dictionary last year, and I think it was the popular word, or either 2023 or 2024. Riz.
Yeah.
They think it's thought that it came from charisma, because if you say to a person you have Riz, you're saying you have charisma. I'm scrolling down from the word we looked up from 6-7, and I see girly pop. Have you heard of that one? Girly pop.
Yep. Well, I got a 5-year-old great granddaughter, so I'm learning a little bit from her about that, and it might be evolved around those Japanese girls called K-pop or something like that.
Oh, really? Okay, because let's see, this says girly pop, 2 words or one, is used as a friendly, affectionate term for a close friend, often, though not always, a girl or woman. Mm-hmm. It is also sometimes used for pop music made by or seeming to appeal especially to women. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to use this term.
They got a little young pop group, 3 or 4 girls, a girl group out of Japan called K-pop or something like that. I believe it may be kind of associated with that in some kind of way.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to share this with my Zoom group on Grammar Size. So we've learned a lot here. Girly pop, Riz.
6-7.
6-7.
We learn about Miss Manners. We learn about
Oh yeah, Pat
Miss.
Lloyd. I think the lady's name I'm trying to think of is Pat Lloyd. Do you remember that name?
No,
From
the name
Pensacola.
doesn't ring a bell. But
Oh, okay.
in the national uh, newspapers, either was Miss Ann. There was twin girls used to write about stuff like that, or maybe she was gossip. You know what I'm talking about. Miss
Here in
Manners.
Pensacola.
Yeah, it was used to be in all the syndicated newspapers. Dear Ann, you remember Dear Ann, don't you?
Oh, dear Ann Landers. That was
Ann
Ann Landers.
Landers. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking about. But that's a different one. Who about? I know it's a lady in the Pensacola, a local lady in the Pensacola News Journal, and I can't think of her name either. That she used to write about manners and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Pat Lloyd. Pat Lloyd, but
Maybe
we'd
so.
have to go into the archives
Yeah.
and see.
Okay.
Okay, well that's it for It's Grammar Time this morning, and
Okay.
I say to everybody, Happy New Year, not Happy New Year's. I don't want to
Okay.
hear any. I don't want to hear any salmons. Sorry for your lost, and any Happy New Year's. So
Are
when
you
we
planning? What you
return,
planning for? Y'all got a dance event going on for the new year?
no, I don't have any plans. I'll probably be putting my syllabuses or syllabi together because classes will begin shortly thereafter. So I need to get ready for school.
Are you still in the dance world, Mamie?
Yes, I mean, I don't go to the classes. I don't have time, but when I still like to go to dances because
Yeah.
that's the only exercise that I get is
Okay.
dancing. And it's
Oh.
good exercise. It's nothing like exercising and having fun. So that's what I do.
That is so true. Okay. All right, Mamie. Thank you.
So thank you.
I'll see you next week. Same time, same
Next
place.
next year, next week and next year.
Absolutely, next year. 20. Oh, by the way, before we go, have you made a New Year resolution?
Um, I think I want to start being more honest with people, telling them what I honestly think.
Really?
And sometimes, right, and sometimes that doesn't go over well. I haven't tried it yet, but being honest rather than being appropriate. Sometimes you
Yeah.
say things that are appropriate.
That's a good question. That's a good topic that we can talk about, maybe being honest with people, and that's another thing that I told you I wrote about in my book. I got a book we talking about lies and but I wrote it from a relationship point of view, and that
Mhm.
category lies in three. I got three categories, and again, a lot of my stuff is based on what I hear my grandmama used to say. And she used to say there's white lies, and then there's defensive lies, and then there are she called damn lies. Okay, and so white lies is some of the things you're talking about right now. You tell folks stuff to protect themselves. Okay, protect themselves and protect you so you don't hurt their feelings. That's what I call white lies. And that's why we tell children about Santa Claus, and that's why you tell your wife she really do look good in that dress, which she really don't look good in. Then you got defensive lies, whereas you tell a lie to protect yourself. You did something, but you're gonna lie about it. And then they get worse, and then when you got what my grandmother called peace breaking lies, that's what we call damn lies that causes harm and hurt. So we're gonna talk about that next time and see what the value of is it good to lie? Isn't it good to lie? Okay.
Right. Mark Twain.
Good New Year resolution.
Yeah, Mark Twain said, I think this quote is attributed to him. There are three kinds of lies: lies, damn lies, and statistics. So
Yeah.
he had a lot of quotes attributed to him. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
Yeah.
A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. So these are some classic quotes I think that are attributed to Twain. But I like lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Yeah. Also, speaking of quotes, when I was doing the research for my book, I quoted Mae West. Are you familiar with Mae West?
Of course, darling.
Yes,
Come
you
up to
come
see
up to
me
see me
sometimes,
sometimes.
darling. Whatever she was known for saying.
She has some real zingers, Mamie. That woman, and she was a philosopher, in her own right. I'm
She
telling
had
you, she
some.
has some real great sayings.
Oh, really? Okay.
Absolutely. I quote her, and I quote Confucius, and a lot of those folks. They got some real good zingers that true to life.
Yeah, she was known for being a sexual figure like
Yeah,
Marilyn Monroe.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that's good to know she had a brain, huh?
Absolutely, she had a brain. Absolutely. You do some research, you'll be surprised. Well, maybe not. Maybe you won't be surprised, but I was surprised at the depth of her knowledge about things, and it's more folksy, more common central kind of a way that she could express herself, and but it had real deep meaning.
And why are we surprised? Because she was not given by Hollywood the image of being somebody with a brain, somebody
Right.
who was a thinker, somebody who had some intellect and information to offer. She was the image we know of her is one of a sexual figure.
Well, that's been true throughout history, and
Right.
particularly when it comes to women, we men tend to try to sexualize women and then try to downplay their intellect. So
That's
we know
true.
that that's based on the name of history itself. It
Right.
just
And it ends up making the rest of us women wear that reputation. We think
right,
we're supposed to wear that label.
right.
But I enjoy trying to prove, not even trying, just showing up and proving otherwise. Getting that, I get that. Oh, I didn't know you were black. Sometimes I just keep the person from putting their foot in their mouth. Oh, I didn't know you were. I said, oh, you didn't know I was short, did you?
Hey, Mamie. See, that's um, the stuff that what a lot of folks don't realize what women have to go through. Not only you have to go through the black thing, but you have to go through the female thing as well. So you get a double whammy when it comes to that. So if they don't judge you because of your color, then they judge you because of your sex, and then they'll judge you because of your religion. They're always judging based
Right,
on
we are
what they
judged.
can't see.
Yep, I agree. We're judged by you are what you speak, you are what you wear. But I believe in some cases that's true. You are what you wear, you are what you speak. I saw on Facebook a minister's wife in a very sexualized dress, and that's the topic. That's the hot topic. Should a minister's wife, a first quote unquote first lady, be seen in such a dress? It looks as if it's transparent, see through, but supposedly it's not. But I guess the question is, should she wear it? So we get placed in these boxes and these holes. I remember when I first started working at the university, a lady called and said, my family members tease me about my southern drawl, my accent. And I was wondering, since you're director of the writing lab, if you have any suggestions. Because, like you, how did you get rid of your black dialect? I said I had it surgically removed. That's how I got rid of it. She didn't even. So how did I get rid of it? I still have it, ma'am. Oh, what really? I said, yes, I do. When I need to turn it on, I turn it on. When I
Yeah.
need to turn it off, I turn it off. I'm bi-dialectal. I suggest that you practice doing that. When you're here on campus in your role in whatever department you're in, you need to turn off that southern drawl. Although you could keep it and it's okay if you're using good grammar. Now, if you have a southern drawl combined with really bad grammar, that's not a good combination.
Yeah. Well, it comes in handy sometimes when you into an environment that's not very sophisticated. It's very useful sometimes. You can communicate better with people that's
But
not as educated as she is.
you mean the drawl, the southern drawl?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if these accents and so-called drawls can be, although I said turn it off. I was actually being facetious, but sometimes that is just part of your delivery, your accent, whether it
Hmm.
sounds Bostonian or Southern or African or British. Those are accents. That's a part of your delivery. Although we know that Idris Elba and many other British actors, you wouldn't know that they're British until you talk to them and you watch them in an interview. Like, oh, because when they deliver lines in whatever roles they're playing on movies, the accent is completely gone. So they can turn off their accents. And then, too, we as Americans do the same thing. We affect British accents when we're role playing or when we're acting.
Yeah.
Those people, I'm saying we. I'm not in that category. I'm not very good at affecting an accent, although I might be able to change my dialect,
Yeah.
uh, my level of formality. Hey, girl, where you at? From that to
But,
hi,
but,
where are you?
but
I
you
can do
know,
that quickly.
let me give you one good example. What you're talking about, in my opinion, I listened to Beyonce, right?
Hmm.
And she sing differently from the way she talk. You listen to her talk, she talk a little country to me, but she
Yes,
sing
Southern,
very
right?
elegant. And
She's Southern,
I learned that when I was in the Navy, when the Philippines had the Filipinos, and they couldn't hardly speak English, uh, but they could take a song, a Michael Jackson song, anybody, and sing it perfectly, but they couldn't speak it. It's amazing how that works. How they can turn that on. Like you said, the acting of it. I guess you can perform it, but you can't practice it every day. It's amazing.
right? And I guess with a song, that's an interesting thought there. Uh, it isn't accompanied by an accent. When we hear singers, we hear rhythm and lyrics. I don't know if we have accents. Although some country music singers, when they're singing, like Dolly Parton, I think I hear her accent.
But
And
what
when
about
she's singing,
Beyonce? Am I wrong? When I listen to Beyonce talk, she talks nothing like she sings.
right? I agree. Yeah, she when she's speaking before an audience, I think generally her delivery is good, her grammar is good, but you can hear that Texas accent.
Absolutely. Man, we got to get out of here.
All
It's
right,
interesting talking to you every way. We can talk on and on and on many different
right,
subjects, but
exactly.
but we got to get a
All
practice
right,
because you got a certain time you got to get out of here when school starts back.
exactly.
So we can
Most definitely.
lollygag. Is that a word? We can lollygag right
Lollygag.
now.
That's a good word. I think it is. Wait, hold on a minute. Let's look it up because I would love to know whether it is in. I'm thinking it's Lollygag.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
try. Yeah,
another one
here
of
it
my
is.
grandmother's word,
Lollygag.
lollygag. Never knew
It's a
what that meant.
verb. It is a verb.
Hmm.
Has some different spellings. It's informal. And let me give this advice on your show
Okay.
that when a word has a label, remember a few minutes ago it was a slang label. I looked up a word and Riz, I think it was, or whatever we were looking up this morning, it had the label slang. Oh, 6-7, slang. This word lollygag has a different label. It's informal. But the fact is, when a word has a label in the dictionary, you have to pay that some attention. That means that that word has a restriction. If it's slang, you use it appropriately as slang. It is not for your academic papers it's not for your thesis or dissertation that you're writing.
Right.
It is not for a college paper or even a high school paper.
Okay.
Same thing, informal for lollygag. So if you use it, it needs to be with a high level of intentionality and you need to put quotation marks around it. You're letting the reader know, don't take this literally. So
Right.
lollygag is in here as a verb, it's informal. It means to fool around and waste time. There you go. Want to know how
Okay.
long it's been around? Let's see. It has a whole history here too. And let's see if it tells me how long it's been around.
Probably go back to
Here we
England.
go. 1862.
Mm.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
1862.
They were lollygagging back then.
They
Wow.
were, yes, they were, I love that. They were lollygagging since 1862. How
62.
about that?
Okay, man, I gotta get out of here.
All
I
right.
got to get Claire Long on for jobs if she's not vacationing on me. But thank you, and we'll see you next Monday at 6:40.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. That's Miss Mamie Hickson. Grammar time. Y'all, I got to take a commercial break, but when I come back, hopefully we're going to have Miss Clara Long on, but she may be on vacation. I can't remember, so we'll see when we get back. All right, y'all, stay tuned.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific.
How long has that been there?
7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street, Pensacola, Florida. Gentlemen, fine clothing at an affordable price. Suits starting at $139. Dress, shoes, hats, and accessories. Here at Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida. Call today at 429-7146, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida.
Are you searching for a great bank in Pensacola? Your search ends here with Bank of Pensacola. At Bank of Pensacola, we go beyond just being a bank. We prioritize exceptional customer service to meet all your banking needs. Whether you're interested in our checking or savings accounts, CDs, IRAs, or auto and home loans, or even credit cards, we have the perfect solutions for you. Visit us today for more information.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy in Pensacola today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
You are invited to the 37th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, Monday, January the 19th, 11 o'clock a.m. in downtown Pensacola. This year's powerful theme is, with unity, we won't turn back. Register your group today. Entries are placed by the date your application is received, so don't wait. For registration forms, email the mlking2020@gmail.com or call 850-378-9242. Join us as we honor the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I hope everybody had a great holiday. And I was talking, and Mamie and I have been talking. Mamie and I have been lollygagging for the last 20 minutes or so. She comes on about 6:40, 6:50 this morning, and we've been talking about a number of subjects this morning. So, anyway, I didn't get a chance to tell you about some of the local things that's in the news this morning. Hopefully, we're going to talk about some of that this morning. We're going to talk about what's going on locally, what happened over the weekend, and maybe some of the things that happened over the Christmas holidays this morning. We should be talking to Commissioner Luma made. I don't think Clara is off. Clara Long is for the job. I think she told me that last week. But if your memory like mine, you're not gonna. I can't even remember what I even said. Remembered an hour ago. But in the meantime, but she gonna be off. Clara Long talking about these scammer kind of jobs, and you want jobs, okay? If the jobs is what you need and what you want, just go to East UA, okay? Just go to the East UA website, okay? East UA website, and they got a lot of jobs on the East UA website. Also, if you're still looking for a job, go to also Escarosa. Okay, Escarosa. We got somebody coming on with us soon. Going to be talking to us from Escarosa as well. Get somebody to come on and talk about those jobs, as well as tomorrow oh, I know what it was. We're going to have Shakita Payne on as well. Shakita's supposed to be coming on. She coming tomorrow, but she's not gonna be. She's gonna be off tomorrow, and she's gonna be talking about jobs from ECUA. Now, I believe Clara is from Escambia County government. And there's a lot of job sources out there. So if you're looking for employment, y'all, and I know we all are looking for a great job, and some of us not only looking for a job, but we're looking for careers and so forth. So keep that in mind, and we are going to hopefully every day have somebody on here every day to talk about jobs, okay, so that you can have an opportunity to enrich yourself. We don't want you to be out there on unemployment, on EBT, when a lot of jobs are available out there. Okay, they're available. Also, now let's talk about what's happening over the weekend. A lot of things happened over the weekend on the national front. You know, I think your boy Trump met with Mr. Luzinski, okay, over down at Mar-a-Lago, and they're trying to hammer out a peace plan, hopefully favorable to the Ukrainian people. The last plan they had was more favorable to the Russian people. So President Luzinski did not buy off on that plan, and now they renegotiating, and so I don't know how far along they are. I looked at a news account last night before I went to bed, and I heard your president said that they are close to a deal. I do not put any trust, none whatsoever, this is my opinion, in Trump's comments. Nothing he says generally is true. Okay, generally is true. Everything comes out of his mouth. And it's sad that you can't depend on the leader of your country, but I can't. That's the only news account. But he said that peace talk is very close. And what that means is they probably fell apart. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that, because I get into a fight with Mr. Porter about that, because he don't like me to not talk good of his president. Okay. Also, let's turn a different page on the national scene. The FBI is planning on closing the permanently closing the Hoover building. That's the Hoover FBI building in D.C. Where are they going? Hell if I know. I don't know where they're going. But anyway, that's one of the things that's happening now on the national scene. So you might want to get a little more details about it and read it. Okay, read a little more about it as you go along. All right, let's talk about what's happening around the state of Florida. One interesting news story, and this happened to be interesting, and the reason I think it's interesting is one of the reasons I think is because of the holidays and because of this incident. One of the things that during the holidays, which should be highlighted throughout the year, is that mental health issues. Okay, and the reason I brought that up was the man. I believe somewhere in the state of Florida. I can't believe it. I think it's Hillsborough County, but I'm not sure. But he and his wife gets into an argument, okay, over the remote, over whether or not he should turn away from an NFL game. It got so involved that he kills her. Okay, he kills her. Shot his stepdaughter and kills himself as a result of an argument over a remote or whether or not who's gonna see the game. Really? Is the game? Is it that serious? But if you look at it, a lot more involved here. Okay, a lot more involved. Alcohol was involved. Mental health issues were involved, and so forth. So the point of this whole story is that let us not ignore those mental health issues. Okay, there's issues that sometimes we'll say, and that we see, and the signs that we see, and we just won't do anything about it, thinking that it'll go away. It's a fad. It will fade away. It will do that. No, they're not going to. If you have issues yourself or with a family member, try to do something to seek help or counseling for those individuals, okay? Because you just never know what people are going through. You just never know. And for some reason, the holidays exacerbate a lot of those issues. So be very vigilant of that, okay? Be very vigilant of that. Speaking of the same story about the mental health issue, there was another, which is another national story where this man walked into a Barnes and Nobles, okay, Barnes and Noble, and stabbed this woman to death. Just stabbed in the back for no apparent reason, none whatsoever, okay. And those is mental health is involved with that as well. So please, if you see or hear, if you know anybody that needs help, try to encourage them, try to do something, try to reach out to somebody in order for it not to get to the extent that we have seen some of these incidents over the holidays, okay? Also, in the state of Florida, y'all, we got some new laws that can go on the books starting January the 1st. October the 1st, we had a brand new law that hit the books. That was that license plate law and some other laws. But in January, there are going to be some new laws that are going to be good, and some of them may not be so good, just depending on how you look at it. One of the new laws that go on into effect, which I think is a good thing, starting in January in the state of Florida, whereas women had to pay a copay, if you will, for breast exams, okay? So that the new law is going to eliminate that, okay? So that is a good thing, okay? Now, another new law, and I didn't get the total details on this, but I'm sure it affects a lot of people with pets and having pet insurance, okay? So starting January the 1st in the state of Florida, look it up. It's going to have either a negative or positive effect on you if you got pet insurance. I don't know exactly what's the law really entails, but if you got pet insurance, maybe making pet insurance available, maybe I'm not sure. I don't even have a pet, so I didn't get the detail of that story, but I just wanted to mention it for the headlines for you, so that if you are a pet owner or a pet lover, you might want to go ahead and do some research on a new law coming into effect in the state of Florida on January the 1st that's affecting pet insurance. Another good new law that I guess is good is that they are requiring the healthcare industry to refund if you overpaid your medical bills, and I can't imagine many people would do that, but it does happen, that they must refund you now within 30 days. Okay, you got to get your refund within 30 days. Okay. Also, there's another law that goes in effect on January the 1st. It called the Dexter Law, and then I got to look up the history of the Dexter Law. But what the Dexter Law does, it increases penalties for cruelty to animals. Okay, I know they got a lot of laws on the books already to protect animals. I know times that people they would not arrest you for a certain thing, but if you did it to a puppy, you're going to jail. Okay, but anyway, but they have increased the penalty. I don't know what the penalty currently is for cruelty to animals, but whatever it is, it has increased based on that law. Another law that goes into effect on January the 1st, laws that affected child welfare, and particularly for the children that are in foster care. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that if you know about have people in the foster care. So, and like I said, I don't have the details on this. I'm just reporting the headlines, so I'm just giving you assigning you some homework to do if that affects you. Okay. New Year is just a couple days away. New Year's Eve, and you know we normally celebrate New Year's with alcohol. Folks, as a safety tip, please, if you're going to drink, please drink in moderation. If you're going to drink, please don't drive, okay? Please don't drive. If you're going to go out and you're going to celebrate, give the key to a designated driver called Uber or taxi or however you want to get home safely. The point of it is that you need to get home, okay? And because not only are you endangering your own life, you endanger the lives of other people out there on the road. We have reported so many on this little short show that I had. We hadn't been on a month yet, and every day I'm reporting something that somebody been killed and injured in a alcohol impaired type of accident. It may not be an alcohol, it might be drugs, or it might be, you know, some impaired driver has taken the life of somebody else. So if you're going to celebrate this coming up New Year, okay, please do it in moderation. And if you can't do it in moderation, make sure you do it at home where it doesn't affect anybody. Now, having said that, alcohol, I tell you, it's all of the incidents we reported on, the incident that I was just reported on earlier about what happened in over the football game remote, that was alcohol was involved in that incident. Okay, so alcohol tends to change people's personalities, sometimes for the better, but most times for the worse. Okay, and so I want to have to tell you a little joke that I heard Bill Cosby say one time, and somebody asked him, so, well, alcohol just accentuates your personality. He said, yeah, but what if you are an asshole? Okay, so you get my point. Okay, you get my point. So be careful, and for no other reason at all, the law enforcement around the state of Florida, around Escambia County, around the Gulf Coast, and around the country, they have beefed up patrol, okay, for impaired drivers. So You may be pulled over. You might get a. I hadn't seen a roadblock in a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen that. But if you cross the center line, whether you've been drinking or you've been looking at your cell phone, you might get pulled over. So be very, very careful this New Year's, okay? 2026, okay? Over the holidays, I think a lot of the unfortunate people had a lot of help. You know, there was a lot of toys were given to kids, uh, toys for tots and the sheriff office and shop the cops and many other kinds of programs out there that did help out the less fortunate. Also, the other organizations, non-profit organizations, also made sure that nobody went hungry during the holidays. So you got a lot of non-profit organizations like the Waterfront Mission and a lot of people, a lot of organizations, the Caring Heart. They made sure that they provided Christmas dinners for the people that couldn't provide it for themselves. Okay. All right. Now I was speaking of impaired drivers and reporting incidents and accidents over the weekend. 3 people was killed in a head-on collision over the Christmas holidays on I-65. Okay, on I-65 over in Baldwin County. Okay, over in Baldwin County. A lady, we're talking about again being whether you driving impaired or just driving careless. Okay, a lady ran a stop sign. Please, you know, don't, when you see that red light up there, that means stop. Okay, see those stop signs? That means stop. It's not a rolling stop. But this lady, if she ran a stop sign, and guess what she hit? In Escambia County. It's kind of funny, but it's not. But she ended up running a stop sign and hitting an Escambia County deputy. Okay, it hit an Escambia County deputy. Now, of all folks, that's the least one you wanted to hit. But more than that, just be careful because it could have been fatal, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was an accident, but it wasn't fatal. So nobody in that incident got hurt. Okay, so just be very, very careful about that. You know, I reported last week about a guy up in, I believe it was in Walnut Hill, that the ATF and the local law enforcement officer had busted him for guns and explosive and stuff like that. You know, but he has been sentenced for that during the Christmas Eve, Christmas holidays. Okay, he's been sentenced for that. If you're working in and around downtown Pensacola, okay, if you're working in and around downtown Pensacola, starting January the 5th, the in-town Pensacola Palafox Street is going to be closed, and it might inconvenience some folks, but you gotta be, you have had plenty of notice about that because they're gonna start construction on the mayor's project called Reimagining Pensacola. Reimagining Palafox. Okay, Reimagining Palafox. On another issue, and I don't know whether this young lady been found yet, but they reported, and again, check on folks. Okay, check on people that's in and around you, particularly for your neighbors and your elderly neighbors and so forth. But this, a 19-year-old woman is missing, and maybe I hadn't done my news check earlier this morning, but as of Christmas Eve, she was last seen Christmas Eve. So y'all be vigilant there if you look out for folks that might be missing, because a lot of them is out there missing. Again, back on that accident scene, and which I want people to be very careful about. They reported during the holidays, 5-car pileup on the Lillian Bridge, which fog, I believe, contributed to that. 10 people was injured in a 5-car pileup there on Lillian Bridge, and due to foggy conditions. So y'all make sure you absolutely be careful about that. On a little bit of lighter news, if you live in and around the Blue Angel Parkway area, they had a water main to break over the holidays, and so you might want to, and they finally got it repaired, and so you might want to boil your water, whether you get a boil water notice or not, but it might be a good idea to boil your water to make sure that you don't get any bacteria or anything in there, okay? Now, for the last part of the good news is on last night, we celebrated Kwanzaa, okay? Last night, we celebrated Kwanzaa down at the Kukua Institute, as we do every year. And they honored Napoleon Williams as the honoree for the 2025 Kwanzaa celebration. If you don't know much about Kwanzaa, you might want to start learning a little bit about it. Kwanzaa is a typical African American celebration, if you will. It's not a holiday, but it's a celebration that runs from January the 26th from December the 26th to January the 1st, and it's based on 7 principles, okay? So that's your homework to do. Look up Kwanzaa, practice Kwanzaa every year. It's all about family. It's all about our own culture. It was developed out of Dr. Karamis. I think his name was Dr. Karamis, out of I can't think of the name of the right outside of San Francisco. What's the name of that city? It's mostly black. Right outside of the city of San Francisco. But anyway, it's a well-known place. But for some reason, my mind it escapes me. It escapes me what they did. Okay, but look up the purpose of Kwanzaa. Okay, please look up the purpose of Kwanzaa and decide that's what you, and practice some of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Okay, if you do nothing else this holiday, do that. And it's Kwanzaa ends on January the 1st. All right, y'all, those are the kind of news headlines and all that other kinds of stuff that we've been doing. Hopefully we're gonna have to take another commercial break, but if the commissioner is not on vacation this morning, hopefully we'll be talking to Commissioner 3, Lumen May. Lumen, by the way, y'all, Lumen is also the Grand Marshal. He is the Grand Marshal for the coming up MLK Parade, and we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about the MLK Parade. It's going to be next year. We're still low on participation. Y'all, it's still time to register, but I'll talk about that in just a little while. All right, y'all, don't take a commercial break. Hopefully we will have Commish May on the line when we return, and I want you to tell everybody that this show is on, just for your information, okay? On both WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. WBQP 87.7 radio, yes sir. Internet radio. All right, so tell everybody it's on. And again, if you want to be able to get this show, okay, if you want to get this show, just tell them to follow this link, okay, rdo.to/WBQP. You got it right there in the palm of your hands, okay? You got there right there in the palm of your hand. All right, y'all, we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Navigating healthcare is hard. Baptist makes it better. With convenient locations, easy scheduling, and skilled, compassionate doctors. All when you need us most. The next time you need care, let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
Some mobile companies make it hard to get a good deal. But at Cox Mobile, we know there's a better way to save. A smarter way. That's why we run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability without breaking the bank. You'll pay as low as $30 per line. It's a win-win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Stash your money somewhere smarter. With 5.05% APY, Pen Air's high yield checking puts your money to work and earning big. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
Are you looking to start your education or to change careers? Pensacola State College is the place for you. We offer bachelor's degrees, 2-year degrees, career certificates, and more, ranging from nursing to welding. Apply today. PensacolaState.edu.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy in Pensacola today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Singing telegram! Happy holiday cash scratch-offs. That looks like a great gift for everyone on my list, including me.
Oh, watch out! The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
You are invited to the 37th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, Monday, January the 19th, 11 o'clock a.m. in downtown Pensacola. This year's powerful theme is With Unity, We Won't Turn Back. Register your group today. Entries are placed by the date your application is received, so don't wait. For registration forms, email themlking2020@gmail.com or call 850-378-9242. Join us as we honor the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Happy holiday. This is Vernon. Yeah, Christmas is behind us, y'all. Christmas is behind us. And what's coming up is New Year's 2026. And we got a lot of things going on between now and the beginning of the year, which is Kwanzaa. Okay, I want y'all to make sure you practice the principles of Kwanzaa, okay? Practice principles of Kwanzaa. As I was saying before the break, we celebrated Kwanzaa down at the Kakur Institute on yesterday, okay? Last night. And we honored Napoleon Williams, okay? We honored Napoleon Williams yesterday, I guess last night, if you will, and that was a great honor to have honored him for Kwanzaa. He's a brilliant man. If you look at it, just all of the. I'm just going to show you the pictures here, okay? Make sure that you know who I'm talking about right here, Mr. Napoleon Williams, okay? That is him right there. I want to say congratulations to Napoleon. I want to say that it's an honor that is well deserved, okay? An honor that is certainly well deserved, and I just want to say congratulations to him, okay, for being honored. And but the celebration is called On Purpose, and in fact, you know, they did a piece on WAR on it last night, but we also WBQP TV was there as well. We live streamed it last night. If you know, we had a full house. We had a full house last night, okay? A full house, and probably couldn't get any more people in there. We couldn't get any more people in there, so WBQP was there. We live streamed it. So if you check your YouTube page, or WBQP YouTube page, or WBQP Facebook page, you'll find it. You'll find it there. We are intending to re-air that program. Okay, we are intending to re-air that probably on Wednesday after the 6 p.m. during between 6 and 9 p.m. On Wednesday. Okay. Between 6 and 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So you might want to prepare your calendar for that. And it might be even between 9 and 11 p.m. But that's where you have to stay tuned to find out what's going on with WBQP, because if you don't stay vigilantly, you just might miss it. You know, the folks that ask themselves, well, how do I get WBQP? Very easy, y'all. WBQP is very, very easy to get. Okay, just type in rdo.to/WBQP, and you got it right there in the palm of your hand. You can take it anywhere with you want to. There's many other ways of getting this station as well. Okay, many other ways of getting this station. If you're looking at television, you can just look at it on channel 12.1. Okay, 12, you know, WBQP has really 10 channels. Okay, we got 10 channels on the airways, 12.1 through 12.10. Okay, and we got good, interesting programming. If you don't want to look at what's on WBQP, then we got a 2 stations out of Detroit that we're looking at, African American stations. We got programs out of the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. We have programs from the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. We got music TV, or what I call a Southern Soul TV show on there. We got good variety of stuff. We got good religious stuff. We got a great lineup. We got a great lineup at WBQP. The only thing you got to do is just look at it. If you're looking at the television, if you don't have an antenna, go out and buy you one. Just buy you one. That little slot in the back of your TV. It used to be a day that you only had one connection in the back of the TV, and that was the antenna connection. That's why cable became king, because they took over that people had to unscrew. You remember the days when we had nothing but antennas? Okay, so we had to unscrew the antenna to screw the cable in. Well, nowadays things have changed, and if you got a smart TV, and it don't have to have a smart TV, the connection is differently. Everybody's connected by HDMI, which leaves that antenna cable open, so you can still have your cable, because cable don't use that slot anymore. They use HDMI connection. They don't use that antenna slot anymore, which means to you that antenna slot is available. You can still have your cable, and you can hook up an antenna, and you can get all your local channel. If you do that, what you're going to find is that the stuff that you're paying for cable is free. Okay, free. All of your high definition HD channels that you can just buy an antenna for, ABC, NBC, CBS, all of those different channels are free. Okay, and I'll give you a little secret you may or may not notice. Okay, in particular, and I challenge the folks that in the sports, you know, they just like the best and the clearest clarity they can get. The high definition on the antenna looks better than the high definition on cable. I want you to compare it. Okay, if you don't believe me, try it. Go buy you an antenna, hook it up, okay, and turn to your favorite football game on channel 3, 5, or 10, however you get your football game. And then whatever you call it, you can just switch it back with your remote. You can go to cable and see what it looks like on cable, and then go to the antenna. The antenna looks better because it is a raw signal. What cable does is that they get it just like you're getting it. You know, you got an antenna, they pick it up on the antenna. Well, that's what cable people do. What they do is they stick an antenna up in the air, pick up the signal, reprocess it through their system, and charge you for it. Okay, and every time you reprocess something, it is not, you know, a copy is never as good as the original. And so that's what you're getting. You're getting a copy of it and then paying for it. I mean, paying handsomely for it. But if you were to do as I ask you to do, go get your antenna, scan an antenna, get all your local channel for free, and you're going to find that you're not going to need cable. And I want to tell you another little secret. If you got a smart TV, every major brand, all brands, okay, every major brand has its own sets of cable channels for free. You know, once you run your antenna, at the end of when you run out of your channels for local channels from channel 3, if you go on up to channel 59, whatever it goes up to, then it automatically goes into some hundreds of free cable channels. Okay, not only that, because TVs are smart these days, and what that means, the only difference between a dumb TV and a smart TV is that the smart TV is able to connect to the internet. Okay, you got Wi-Fi, or you got an internet connection that connects to your modem, and that means that you can find any program that you are paying for on cable. You can find it on your TV, on your smart TV. You got all these hundreds and hundreds of apps and so forth. And among all those apps, you got a WBQP TV app. If you didn't want to get WBQP over an antenna, you go to those apps on your smart TV and get it, okay? And many of the TVs have built-in Roku's channels. They got built-in Fire Sticks. They have the built-in Apple. All these apps are built in the TV. Or if you don't, you have external boxes. You got an Apple TV box you can hook up. You got a Roku box you can hook up. You got a a Fire Stick box you can hook up. You got a Google box, and a lot of folks got the Google box, what I call the bootleg box. Somebody jailbroke these Google boxes that you can get all these channels for little or nothing. Okay, so but bottom line is the apps. Everything is app driven these days. So the WBQP TV app is there and it is available if you choose to look at it on television. If not, you got the cell phone. And many people don't look at TV a lot anyway. Just pull it up on your cell phone, okay? All you gotta do is go to this app here. See these apps on here? Right, you see it right there. Yeah, I got a radio app and I got a TV app. Okay? On the new radio app, if you tap on it, it'll get you both the TV station and the radio station. You just tap on it, you see it, it'll come up like that, and you got 3 menus. You got on the 3 menus, you got, if I can get it right again, on the 3 menus, you got an icon for WBQP TV, you got an icon for WBQP radio, and then you got an icon for our website. If you type on the WBQP radio icon, okay, what you would get. Okay, all you gotta do is go to this app here. See these apps on here? See, I'm on the radio. See it right there. Yeah, see, I'm on the radio right there, live on the radio. But then, that's only because I'm simulcasting on the radio and the TV at the same time. And now the new feature of the radio, the new radio station, is the fact that it's radio you can see. The technology a little bit different. This is not your granddaddy's radio, okay? This is the newest technology. You're able to see your radio, okay? You're able to see the music that's playing. You're able to see the music video. And if we were in studio, we had a live DJ like the Blues Hound or somebody, you're able to see that DJ if he so chooses to let you see him. So we have live, visually and audibly on the new technology on WBQP. And then if you get tired of looking, and some of the programs like this show here, I do simulcast it on both radio and TV same time. But at 9 o'clock tonight, to 9 o'clock this morning, I'm going to switch back strictly to radio on the radio side, but the TV side still remain the same. And like I said, if you looked at this, it says WBQP Radio Live. If you looked at the TV side, it's the same thing. Just type on it. It says, see, that's what's on the TV right now. Okay, that's what's on the TV on the TV side of the app. And speaking of the TV side of the app here, let me, because if you're a TV viewer, well, you on channel, you there. I'm on channel 12.1. But anyway, just tell everybody about this, and you know that is what you're doing. Now, I want to get back to my point about what's going on in the community. Okay, what's going on in the community? January is MLK month. Okay, I don't care how you cut it, it's MLK month. All right, and so the MLK parade is on and popping. Okay, the MLK parade is on and popping. Okay, it's going to be on January the 19th. Okay, January the 19th. You need to go ahead and get registered for the MLK parade, if you will. Okay, the cost is only $150. If you want to be a vendor, you certainly can be a vendor in the parade itself. Okay, you can be a vendor for the parade, or if you just wanted to just be a participant in the parade, you can get your cards in, you can get your entries, your walking floats in, or your cars in, or you have a walking unit, and so forth. It's going to be on January the 19th. It's going to start at 11 a.m. downtown Pensacola. The theme is, with unity, we won't turn back. The theme again is, with unity, we won't turn back. If you're going to be participating in the parade, please work that into your entry into the parade, whether you got a walking unit or whether you got float or whether you got a car, whatever. But make sure that you kind of stay consistent with this year's theme. Okay, they still accepting application registration for the parade. And again, the hotline again for the parade number is 850-378-9242. 850-378-9242. Okay, 850-378-9242. Now, Lumen May, our Commissioner May of District 3, has been selected as our Grand Marshal this year. Okay, been selected as our Grand Marshal. This is the 37th annual parade. 37 years that we've been celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King with the parade here in Pensacola, Florida, y'all. And we want you to continue to come out and make it even more special. And you know, with the current environment and the current administration, it is more important now than ever before. Now, as I talk about the parade, we want to make sure, if you are going to participate in the parade, there are going to be a couple changes made that you may not, that may differ than what you did last year. Whenever you go to the lineup, because of the street going to be closed in town, Pensacola, Palafox, we're going to have to make a slight detour. Everything going to be normal up until when you come on Garden Street. We make that left turn going up Palafox, around the MLK Plaza, come back down Palafox. When you get back down to Garden Street again, okay, that is where one of the changes is going to be made. You're gonna have to make a left turn there on Garden, okay, and then we make the very next right turn on, I think it's Jefferson. Y'all don't quote me in the name of the street, but the very next turn we're gonna go down, I think it's Jefferson Street, down to Main, which is gonna end the parade. That's one of the first big changes. The second change, the next one, not necessarily in this order, but the next change is that you know that WBQP TV is broadcasting this parade live, as we've been doing every year for a long, long time. And generally speaking, we broadcast it live from downtown, in town, Pensacola. We used to set up our stand, our cameras were set up down at the Singer Theater. Now that Palafox is closed, we will be set up a little closer to the plaza area, and we're gonna be set up right around where the little Pensacola Theater is, in that area there, right around where the old I think it's the federal courthouse across the street. I'm not sure. I think it's federal, but anyway, you know what, the little theater, the little Pensacola Theater, whatever they call it down there. Well, we're gonna be set up in that general area there, okay? And I say that to say, because we are going to be broadcasting it live. We're going to be live streaming it live. So if you got an act, or you want to be seen on television and on the internet, then you might want to look for us and look for all the cameras and look for the platform that we're going to be broadcasting from this year. This year is going to be myself, Sunshine of Sunshine Corners. Everybody knows Sunshine. Michelle Moran and John Roberts. That's going to be our on our platform this year. I sure miss Sue have done it for many years, and not old Sue, a great deal of gratitude for her kindness that she helped with this parade for many years. Circumstances has it now that Sue cannot do it now. So, but Sue, I want you to know that I really appreciate you for your help for all the years that you done this, and she done it out of her heart. She would never accept payment or anything, you know. So she done it for the love of her community. And Sue, again, I thank you very much for your help. But this year we got our local, I call Sunshine. I don't want to, she's been calling me, but I call Sunshine our local Oprah. She has a show coming on Blab TV at 9 o'clock right after this show. So I encourage you to watch it. Okay, I encourage you to watch. They said, well, why are you promoting another TV station? Well, I've been in partnership with Blab for 30 years now. Okay, for 30 years, and so we share things, and Blab can go places that I cannot go, and that's why I contract with Blab every year, that we can bring this parade not only to Pensacola, but not only to Escambia County, but all over the Gulf Coast. This parade going to be seen from the Mississippi line all the way over past Destin, okay? All the way past Destin, all up in Monroeville, Alabama. So that is the reason I employ Blab TV, a partner, if you will, with Blab TV, so that they can get a broader audience. If you're right here in Pensacola, you probably wouldn't just need it. You can just probably pick it up on WBQP TV. And the reason we do that we pay to do that, because we invite everybody to come downtown, as many people as you can, to come downtown Pensacola, because that's what makes a good festive parade, when people come downtown. But not everybody can make it downtown. Okay, not everybody can make it downtown. Some people has to work that day, you know. People got to work, and they can't come to the parade. So, but why should they be robbed of an opportunity to see the parade? WBQP TV got your back, okay? Because this parade is not only going to be done live, but it's going to be played back on both stations, on WBQP TV 12 and Blab TV, on your cable, so whatever cable system that you got, it's going to be played back on that cable system. And again, if you're on antenna, you can look at that on 12.1 or 53.1. one at your choice, 12.1 or 53.1. Or if you got Direct TV, Dish TV, any of those multiple cable systems, then you'll be able to look at it as well on those systems. So we didn't want to chance anybody missing out on these parades, okay? On this parade. This is a very important parade, and we have been doing this for many years, okay? Many years, and we want to continue to do that. You got a lot of people that's sick and shut in. Got a lot of people at nursing home. Got a lot of people in the hospital that want to be there, but they can't be there. So if you can't come to the parade, WBQP will bring the parade to you. That's our mission. We'll bring the parade to you so you can have an opportunity. And another reason that we do it is, guess what? All the people that participate in the parade don't get a chance to see the parade. You only see you only see your little portion of the parade, okay? And so this gives those individuals also an opportunity to go back and look at the parade and go back and see themselves in the parade itself. So what that means to me, is that the parade is going to be a great thing. And speaking of parades, I got the Grand Marshal of the parade right here, Commissioner Luma May. Good morning, Commissioner. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Vernon. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing a lot better. I'm glad to hear from you. Happy holidays. How was your Christmas, man?
Everything was good. It was quiet, and so we gave out a lot of toys and took out a few turkeys and a few hams. And, for me, it's just being able to have the ability to give on Christmas and spend time with my mother and take children who may not have a few toys. And so it was great, man. Just want to wish everybody happy holidays and, take this time to thank Sue Strong and Community Caring for all that she does and all the other groups that were out giving out toys. And, there was a great void with Reverend John Powell missing this Christmas.
Yeah.
It's probably the first Christmas that I've had and giving out toys that I didn't cross his path or we wasn't sharing toys or sharing lists. And so, it was kind of good for me because I've been giving out toys since I was 13 at Salvation Army, and most of those years was right along John Powell. And so, this holiday season, I really miss Georgia Blackman. I really miss Reverend John Powell, but, to God be the glory for all things. And it was a good Christmas, Vernon. How was yours?
Mine was beautiful. Just spending time with my family. My daughter came home, and we just had a beautiful Christmas this year. I can't nothing to complain about, Lumen.
Vernon, we shouldn't complain. And when my grandmama used to say, he woke me up early this morning with a reasonable portion of my health and strength and my mind on him, and she said that's enough to tell him thank you. So, when we wake up every morning, we just say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And so you're absolutely right. There's so many young people and old people who woke up Christmas morning that didn't have the resources or the means that God has blessed us with. So it's just a blessing to be able to bless somebody else. And I say to people that it's not over yet. Some child may not have gotten anything for Christmas, and I always like to do the post-Christmas. This Tuesday we'll be giving out toys and awards again at the Brownsville Community Center, and hopefully blessing some kids. And even throughout yesterday, there were some children who didn't get anything for Christmas, and one young man that didn't get anything. I met him at the gym yesterday and blessed him and his father, and you could just see how his eyes opened wide and his smile came about, and it was just just more blessed to give than to receive, right?
Yeah,
so we're excited, and we're excited about 2026, as you said. Living the dream. I got to get you more information on that.
Please, hey, Roman, please do, because it's right around the corner. And I call Reverend Marcel Davis, and I get treated like Rodney Dangerfield. Get no respect. I want to pass the information on, and so please get us the information about Living the Dream so we can just promote it, if you will, and how people need to participate. I know it's probably automatic sellout every year, but maybe some people didn't get a chance to go and get their tickets in early, so they can participate. Because that's something they need to see, and that's why we record it as well. But it's a great thing, Lumen, if you will.
Absolutely. You call me directly. If anybody has any questions, please call 850-777-0165 or call my office at 850-595-4930. Tickets will go on sale starting January the 3rd. You'll be able to get tickets. You'll be able to pick them up at Legion Field. In any day of the week, you can go by and get a ticket, and we'll also have an online at sysatigers.org where you can go online and purchase a ticket. And you're right, we've been very blessed to sell out this event. This year, we're bringing back the renowned Alex Harris to lead up the Motown Tribute Band. Many of you have heard him. He's sings across this country doing rhythm and blues and Motown tributes and gospel music. He's probably one of the best artists in the country. And so we're excited about bringing him back. And next Monday, when I go on with you, we will announce our recipients and our winners who will be receiving the Living the Dream Award. And, this year I'm excited to be a part of the MLK parade as the Grand Marshal, as you said, and kind of disappointed. I mean, and I will say this, when Tourist Development Council, when our clerk of courts, when they can write checks and fund Mardi Gras, but because of this cultural war that we are in, we can't lend money to MLK parades. We can't waive the fees, many of the fees that I believe government should be waiving. It's sad because it's cultural warfare. When the university won't allow for people to be off work for Juneteenth, an MLK celebration, it's a sad day in our country. But I say to all of those who listen, elections have consequences. And we have a terrible consequence that we're dealing with now, and that is, a Pennsylvania Avenue at the White House and Capitol Boulevard in Tallahassee have all pledged to do away with minority inclusion, have done away with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that's sad. And so more than ever, we ought to be celebrating living the dream, MLK commemoration, prayer breakfasts, recognizing that we have had many gains, but unfortunately those gains have been taken away because you have a vice president that says that white people don't have to apologize anymore. They don't have to recognize all the atrocities that they've done to people of color, and that they don't have to recognize that they enslaved. They don't have to recognize what they did with Plessy versus Ferguson. They don't have to recognize what they did with Jim Crow. They don't have to recognize that when they wrote a Constitution that they wrote African Americans in as 3/5 of a human being. They don't have to recognize that they discriminated on elections, and they don't have to recognize that the Capitol and the White House and many other buildings that they built were built with slave labor free of charge on the backs of African Americans. And so African Americans have been great contributors to the advancement of this country and of this state and of this community. And so it may not be popular as a politician to say the things that I've just said, Vernon, but we're going to keep on saying them, and we're going to keep on fighting, because I recognize that Dr. King said without the help of our white sympathetic brothers and sisters, the movement would be dead. And without the help of white missionary women who drove from the north, from Massachusetts and Connecticut, who drove down to Mississippi and to Alabama and even into parts of Florida to help register African Americans to vote, we would not have made it. And many of those white women lost their lives, as well as many African Americans. And so we're all in this together, and there are some people, regardless of skin color, have the heart of service and have the heart of wanting to make a difference. And so we're going to align ourselves with those people who care really, really about making our country great. And to make it great, we have to recognize the contributions of all people, red, yellow, black, and white.
Absolutely. That's well said, Commissioner. Absolutely well said, okay? I'll tell you, it's amazing that we have to experience this. But, the main thing that you said earlier is the fact that election has consequences, okay? Election has consequences. So the folks that didn't realize what they was doing, hopefully they see how important it is to vote these days, okay?
Vernon, Andrew Gillum lost by 30,000 votes, and there were 30,000 African Americans between Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, and Escambia County that could participate by voting, and they just didn't. And so we're getting ready at this time to really look at going into the mid-season elections. 2026 is going to be a pivotal year for the country, for the House, and for the Senate, and for the state of Florida. We have a chance. The Republicans have 1.6 million more voters than Democrats. That doesn't matter. If we get out and vote, and if we can relay a message that's universal, and when we talk about affordability, we talk about insurance, when we talk about taxes, when we talk about education, when we talk about all those things that are universally important to all people, Democrats and Republicans, we have an opportunity to change Tallahassee. And people say, why? I mean, how does governor's race affect me? Well, when your child can't get into the University of Florida, or can't get in Florida State, or the lack of funding for Florida Memorial and for FAMU and for Bethune-Cookman, all of our HBCUs don't get the proper funding. It happens. When you talk about your utility rates, you talk about your bills going up, the commission, Utilities Commission is appointed by the governor that helps set the rates. When you talk about unfair practices in the judicial, the governor appoints the judges. When you talk about redistricting and having African American representation, the governor has the ability to veto those gerrymandered political district lines that don't allow for us to have a voice in Tallahassee. And so there's so much, man, from roads and bridges to economic development to job creation to flooding of your neighborhood. That all starts in Tallahassee. And a lot of people look at the city council and they look at the county commissioner or the ECUA. But the real authority starts in Tallahassee. And unfortunately, Vernon, for the last 19 years, we've not had any representation in Tallahassee for African Americans and Democrats in Northwest Florida. And so here's a chance. We have a choice and a chance this election year. We have a choice and a chance to be able to make a difference.
Absolutely.
And so, anyway, Vernon, thank you for having me on. It's a great day in Pensacola. I'm always excited. I mean, the upcoming months to celebrate the Martin Luther King weekend and then going to Black History Month in February and Women's History Month in March. This is a time, and we don't have to worry about how many books they ban in the Escambia County School District. We can teach our children ourselves, our extended families, from Sunday school to sitting around at Christmas time. Grandmama had a third grade education, but she had a PhD in knowledge and experiences that she shared with her grandchildren that we can pass on to the next generation. So we don't have to depend on anybody else. It's our children, our responsibility, our community, our responsibility. Each of us can make a difference by just starting with the first step. And that first step is simply just loving each other, sharing with each other, and doing what we know is right, and that's standing. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, Bernie, as my grandmother always taught me.
Yeah. Grandmother's smart. I quote my grandmother often too. They had a lot of what we call horse sense, common sense. So may not have been well educated, but I tell you, you think and stop and listen to grandma. They were brilliant people. Absolutely. They took a little bit and made a lot out of it, learning, and so to God be the glory for them. And so, before the year ends, because we've had a lot of deaths, and let me just say, I was at the funeral for Pastor J. David Johnson with the Johnson family on Saturday, and Miss Darnell, who was a great hairdresser, and Timothy Fairman's mom, who's on Hope, and this Cummings, Miss Richardson, today, Dr. Irvin Williams from Lakeview will be laid to rest at Deliverance Tabernacle, and Miss Richardson, who taught for all of our lives, 50, 60 years, and she kept Jackson Street looking
beautiful and kept A. Dixon alive. And so to the Richardson family, my condolences and my prayers are with you. And to Marilyn Franklin, to her family, to Faith, and to AJ and Roderick and the Zion Hope family. Our prayers and thoughts are with Miss Marilyn Franklin, who is one of the great songsters and great singers of our time. And just last year, she was on with Alex Harris at Living the Dream, singing and utilizing her vocal cords. And I know you have that recorded, but just having her to come sing, she's going to be well missed. And so my grandmother would always say, every year draws a number and somebody's gone. And we look in the choir stand, somebody's gone. We look in the pulpit, somebody's gone. We look in the pews and somebody's gone. And the unfortunate thing is we've not ended 2025. We've not gone into 2026 yet. And I'm sure that the death angel is still out and about. And so let's all be prayerful and be mindful to not take this life for granted, that each day that he allows for us to breathe is just another blessed day. So thank you so much, Vernon.
All right, Commissioner May, thank you so much, y'all. All right, y'all, that is our illustrious Commissioner Lumen May, y'all. And thanks for going in and give us our Monday morning report going on in Escambia County. All right, y'all, I got to take a commercial break, but when we come back, hopefully we're going to see what's happening on the law enforcement arena with Officer Mike Woods if he's not on vacation, y'all. Stay tuned.
Singing telegram! Happy holiday cash scratch-offs. That looks like a great gift for everyone on my list, including me.
Oh, watch out! The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Sonia Bay's Botanicals is a local wellness boutique that specializes in infused fruit juices, medicinal herbal tea remedies, clean hair and body care, and herbal infused sea moss gels, which can be purchased 1 for $25 or 2 for $40. This sea moss contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals used to increase energy, relieve pain and inflammation, and improve blood pressure and more. From parasite cleanse to detox and weight loss to blood sugar control, Sonia Bay's Botanicals has a natural solution for you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel for all of your menwear needs.
The 11th. It's time for the annual Gospel Soul Bowl. Gospel Soul. Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. Live at the Greater True-Vine Baptist Church, 130 North Pace Boulevard in Pensacola, Florida, where Isaac Williams is pastor. The 11th year of the Gospel Soul Bowl. And it's going to be live. Performing live, it's Pastor James McGee of the Humble Spirit. Dion Bell and the Brother. It's the Pastor Singer. Memphis, Tennessee's on the Brown Floor. The Wings of Faith, Divine Harmony, Saturday, January 3rd. The doors open at 3:30 p.m. The concert starts at 4:30 p.m. Greater True Vine Baptist Church in Pensacola. The scripture will be given to you by Minister Hubert Tillman. A prayer brought to you by Minister Michael D. Get ready for a solo by Michael Jackson. Your MC, Eddie Snell III. Hosted by the Spiritual Persuader. Get those tickets now. Advance ticket donation $30, $35 the day of the show. Get them at Goodfellas Barbershop, the original King's Barbershop, Reason Go Food Vendor. Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. The Gospel Soul Bowl. For more information, contact Eddie Snell at 850-525-7188.
You are invited to the 37th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, Monday, January the 19th, 11 o'clock a.m. in downtown Pensacola. This year's powerful theme is With Unity, We Won't Turn Back. Register your group today. Entries are placed by the date your application is received, so don't wait. For registration forms, email the mlking2020@gmail.com or call 850-378-9242. Join us as we honor the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
All right, Pensacola, good morning, good morning. Don't forget the MLK Parade, but right now I have Officer Mike Woods from the City of Pensacola Police Department with his Monday morning report. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
How were your holidays? Was Santa Claus good to you?
Yes, he was. He was good to everybody in the family. And the best part is that the Pensacola Police Department did not have any major incidents, no major DUI crashes or disturbances or anything like that that were noteworthy. So it was a quiet holiday or Christmas for the PPD, and hope it stays that way for New Year's.
Wow, that's a good report, Mike. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's good when we can come on here and talk about not much happening. That's always a good thing. So we just want to encourage people that New Year's are coming up, and if you're going to attend a party, to make sure you have a way home. If you're going to be drinking, we want to make sure everybody gets home safely. And we want to remind people the way DUIs are we're catching more and more of them every year, and that's because there's more and more people with cell phones in the cars. And it's not that the police officer drives up behind you and sees you swerving all over the road, which is the way it used to be. But now, that car that's behind you, anybody's car, that's how we get most of our calls on DUIs. It's just an average citizen that sees a car that's weaving or that sits at a green light or something like that. They get on the phone, they call 911, and the officer gets there and stops that car. So that's how most of our drunk drivers are getting caught, is by other motorists out there doing the right thing.
Mike, you kind of reminded me of a joke one time I heard about the guy. You remember back in the day. Well, I don't know, you're too young, but anyway, back in the days when they had the rum runners and stuff like that, and they used to soup up the cars, they can outrun the revenuers and so forth, right? And so
yeah.
Then in the 1930s when they invented the radios, and so there was an old joke about the man that said, well, you might run me, but you can't outrun Motorola. So now we got a new kid in town called cell phone.
Yeah, and it used to be Motorola. You're right about that. We used to say that all the time. You can't outrun Motorola, but now everybody has a phone. I would say 95, 98% of people have these phones, and when they see something going on, when they see a motorist driving recklessly or possibly drunk, they get on that phone and they call us, and that's how you get caught. Which means if you're going to choose to drink and drive, you better look in that mirror, because that's the person that's going to get you caught. So the best thing to do is just not do it at all. Get a cab, get a ride share, get a friend, and just that way you're going to get home safely, and no one's going to get hurt.
And not only that, Mike, people got to be vigilant about that, because we got cameras everywhere. If it's not on the traffic cams and not on the streets, they're on every home. And I think I believe cameras was one of the biggest friends to law enforcement officers in helping solve crimes these days. But people got to be careful. Every Big Brother, we used to have this saying about Big Brother is watching you. Big Brother is watching you. Trust me.
Oh yeah, there are cameras all over the place, and then if you do get stopped, the officer is wearing a camera. There's a camera in the back seat of the car. There's a camera out the front windshield. There's a camera out the back window. They're everywhere. So you're right about that. If whatever you do, at some point you can't go from point A to point B without getting on a camera somewhere. It's just not possible.
Yeah, that is so true. So be careful. Not what I gave a safety warning this morning when I first got on that. I know people love to celebrate the New Year's coming in, but be very careful about it. It's too many opportunities for you. You got Uber, ride share, or you stay home, or you can do anything. But don't get under the wheel. Don't get under the wheel drinking, because we have reported too many accidents in and around this county because of impaired driving. I think we had an accident just on it was in the county. I think it was on Blue Angel one day last week, including a fatality and so forth.
Yeah, it was a young teacher in her early 20s and a new mother that lost her life to a drunk driver on Blue Angel. So yeah, that's just tragic, and we don't want to see that happen anymore. One is way too many. And for those of you that are listening right now, and you've never been arrested for DUI, let's keep it that way, because once you're arrested, I can't tell you how many times they've been in the back seat of the car and they start crying and they're so sorry they got caught and they wish they'd have done something else. So people that have are able to think ahead of time, you don't have to worry about getting caught. You don't have to worry about hurting yourself or someone else. And if you just get arrested, this is if you don't even hurt anybody, it's $10,000. That's the average cost. What it's going to cost you between court fees, fines, and attorney's fees, where a cab or an Uber or a Lyft is much, much cheaper, obviously, than a $10,000.
Wow, it is costly. And this is right around the holidays. Anything tragic, the holidays just makes it worse. So please be careful out there. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
No, it's not. It's not. Just plan ahead. We want everybody to go out and have a good time and have some fun. Just plan ahead, and you can guarantee you're going to have a great night with no issues.
Yeah, and we're talking about drinking. It's okay to drink, but do it in moderation. I reported this morning, Mike, about an incident involved drinking, but it was at home. The guy ended up killing his wife and shooting his stepdaughter and killing himself over a remote in a football game, because of alcoholic related stuff. Unbelievable stuff happening because of alcohol. So be careful with that. You use it and do it in moderation.
Yeah, absolutely, and that brings up another point. If you live with someone who is abusive, and we see that a lot, and a lot of times it's a female. Now there are males that are abused by females, but most of the time it's males abusing females, and that female just thinks she does not have anywhere to go, and she stays there because of kids or financial reasons, and the abuse continues. There are places we can get you and your kids to safety. Just contact law enforcement, whether it's a sheriff's office or PPD or anybody. Contact us. And we're going to get you to a safe place, because sooner or later things could blow up and go deadly, which is what happened in the incident that you're speaking of.
Wow. Mike, thank you. I appreciate you for your Monday morning report, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate the opportunity, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. That is Officer Mike Woods of the City of Pensacola Police Department. And please be careful out there. You don't need no tickets. You don't need no drunk driving. You don't need any of that stuff. It's just not good for your life, okay? It's just absolutely not good for your life. It's expensive. And then you got to really stop to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? No, it's not worth it. Sometimes just a little forethought into something would definitely help. Y'all, you know what, man, our time is up. I'm gonna have to get in. I want to have to get in me at least one Black History note today, okay? One Black History note today. And so I want you to think about it, because Black History is coming up, okay? Black History is coming up this year, okay? Black History is coming up in February. But we want you to practice Black History 365 days a year. That's what my goal here at this station is, to practice Black History 365 days a year. So let me do a Black History note, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap it up.
What do two of the most important civil rights organizations have in common? Meet Ella Baker, the brilliant Black woman whose ideas and careful grassroots organizing helped give birth to Dr. King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference and to the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. For this reason, Ella Baker is reverentially known as the mother of the Civil Rights Movement.
Born in Virginia in 1903, Ella Baker was educated at Shaw University before moving to New York City in 1927. By 1930, she'd started organizing.
Ella Baker joined the NAACP in 1940 and helped young leaders find their voice and their leadership capacity. And one of those people was Rosa Parks, someone we all know. Ella Baker was also recruited by Martin Luther King to help run the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which was helping to build the civil rights movement.
Then in 1960, a group of Black college students were denied service at Woolworth's segregated lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina. In an act of nonviolent protest, the students refused to leave, inspiring similar sit-ins across the South.
Ella Baker left SCLC to help a group of young people form the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
I remember Miss Baker saying, many of you are from some of the quote-unquote best schools in the country, so when you go into rural areas, don't go in there thinking you're going to lead the people. Find out what the people want.
When you heard Ella Baker speak, you were ready to get out there. She really wanted us to stand up and speak out. And she gave you the energy to push. You can lead, you can be somebody, you can do something.
More interested in effecting change than public acclaim or financial reward, Baker inspired a generation of young Americans to risk their lives to fight racism, sexism, and white supremacy. Simply put, the mother of the civil rights movement had many children, and we are her heirs.
Black history. Yep, Black history in a moment or two, y'all. All right, y'all. There's a lady on there I want you to also, Miss Diane Nash. She is a civil rights pioneer in her own right. She was the person that was in charge of when the buses, when they was integrating, trying to integrate the buses, okay, the bus rides and so forth. And she defied President Kennedy. President Kennedy sent down, I think it was Ramsey Clark or somebody to kind of oversee the protection of these freedom riders. And he wanted her to call off the freedom rides, and she absolutely refused, and she made kind of upset the White House because she had the power to refuse. But thank God, thank God she did, because now it's history, But at any rate, y'all, it's a lot of Black history that you need to read about and know about, and you will learn about it listening to WBQP TV and WBQP Radio 87.7. You are going to learn a lot if you stay tuned to this station, y'all. I think we got to get out of here, but I just wanted again to remind you of the activities that coming up for January. Right now we into Kwanzaa season, but starting in January we're gonna have the MLK parades. And let me run down the real quickly before I get out of here. I want to run down the event of the MLK weekend, okay? Of the MLK weekend that we are going to be having throughout the area here, okay? We're gonna start off Thursday with the prayer breakfast, and everything going to be held, as I understand it, at the Zion Hope Baptist Church. Prayer breakfast is going to be on the 15th at 7 p.m. on Thursday, and on Saturday we are going to have the MLK prayer breakfast at 8 a.m. not p.m. 8 a.m. Saturday morning. And then Saturday night we're going to have the Living the Dream event. It's going to be down at the Brownsville Community Center. Sunday afternoon we're going to have the MLK religious program. And of course on Monday we got parades all in the area, okay? We got the Okaloosa County is doing their MLK activities over there. We're going to have somebody on to talk about that. Also, when I said Okaloosa County, they got stuff going on in Crestview, and then they got stuff going on in Fort Walton Beach. So we're going to be talking to those folks over there about those activities. Milton, over in Santa Rosa County, going to have the MLK parade at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then they're going to have the MLK block party at noontime. Pensacola will have, the 11 o'clock MLK parade, and then at 4 o'clock, the Cantonment will have their MLK parade. So a lot is going on the MLK weekend. A lot is going on, so that that's going to lead us right back into Black history when we do that. So we got a lot to talk about coming up and a lot to do. So y'all make sure y'all pass the information on to everybody that has a need to know or want to know, and so that we can participate in these parades and everything. Excuse me. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to get out of here. I'll see you again tomorrow, and perhaps on Wednesday. I'll be off on New Year's Day. I might be off tomorrow, New Year's Eve as well. So I might be on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Come back on Friday. Then next week we're gonna start a full schedule again. I'm just trying to pick up where Hill left off at, y'all. Not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything. Because I'm trying to keep the information flowing in our community. We have to have a tight-knit community, and we don't want the information cut off. Robert Hill sold the station, and apparently the community part of that station did not get picked up. So I'm picking it up so we can keep going on, and so you can find out what's going on in your community, talk about jobs, talk about local stuff, talk about the things that are important to the Black community. And this is the show. Tomorrow we will have on. Tomorrow is Jerry McIntosh come on. We're gonna have somebody from. Hopefully we can get Gabe from the ECUA to come on to talk to you about what to do with your Christmas trees and your Christmas garbage and stuff like that. He will help you guide you through on how to do that. With the trees, they want you to put them out so they can pick them up, and he'll talk about what days and so forth they can pick them up. And they're going to use those trees to make mush out of them. So make sure you clear all of the electronic stuff off, the Christmas lights and everything before you send them out there. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on tomorrow, y'all. We'll talk about that on tomorrow. Other than that, y'all, I'll tell you that is it. I'm gonna lead out of here. I gotta give my friend Miss Cheryl Moran a holler out. Okay, Cheryl is she provide the music for this show, and so she got a whole album out there called Thinking Out Loud. Y'all need to go on YouTube and need to go on the digital platform and support my girl. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 6:30 to 9 p.m. Tell everybody that I'm on. Tell everybody how to get me RDO dash, not RDO, but dash. Come on, let me put it up here so you get RDO.TO/WBQP. All right. I love you, and I'll see you on tomorrow, y'all. I love you, and I'll see you on tomorrow. Okay? Thank y'all, and we will talk with you on tomorrow.